Hello friends and welcome to my channel IB All Designing Developer. So we are back with another amazing video on this channel. So have you ever wondered how we can use numbers with strings? If you're not, so in this video, we will be learning about numbers and strings in Java because already we have covered up the video of string concatenation. Now we have to understand that what are numbers and strings in Java, how we can use these two things combined and what are the combination of these two things to create a program or create a software. So today in this video, we will be seeing these things. So I hope you'll be enjoying this video in which we will be covering whole thing about numbers and strings in Java. So if you understand this video and if you enjoy this amazing tutorial of numbers and strings in Java, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I'll be uploading in future. And also share this video so more people can understand that if we are working with numbers and strings in Java, so how we can use these two things together and how we can use these two things combined in a software or in a program if we are creating. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's dive into it. So we are on the computer screen, and now like I've told you in the start that today in this video I will be telling you that what are numbers and strings in Java. So now let's get started with it. So if we talk about that how we can add numbers and strings in Java, so here it is written like warning, Java uses plus operator for both addition and concatenation. Numbers are added, strings are concatenated. So in the previous video when I was just working on string concatenation, so in that we have understand that using this plus operator you can add or you can just combine two strings together. So here as well we will be using this plus operator for both addition and concatenation, and numbers are added and strings are concatenated. So if you add two numbers, the result will be a number. Like if I have added these integers together, so obviously the number which you will be getting in the end when you will be running these things, so it will be as 30 because you are just combining two integers together. Remember, when you are doing any, like if you are doing concatenation, so remember one thing, like you cannot concatenate a string with integer. You can concatenate a string with a string and you can concatenate integer with integer, but you cannot concatenate a string with integer, which is really important thing, and you need to understand that. Here as well, when we are concatenating these two variables or these two strings, so these two string values are not string values, these are integer values, and we are concatenating these two integer values to get the output here. So when I'm concatenating these two values, so the output I'm getting is 30 because these two values is being added together, 20 and 10, and after adding 20 and 10 obviously the answer will be 30. If you add two strings, the result will be a string concatenation. Like if I want this 10 and 20 should be concatenate together but as a string, so when you will be concatenating these two values 10 and 20 as a string, so you will be getting an output as 10 20 because right now you are not adding these two values using this plus sign, you are concatenating these two values, and when you are concatenating two strings together, so these two strings will be concatenated together and you will be getting a string printed in the end. Then if you add a number and a string, the result will be a string concatenation. Like if I have added this 10 as a string and if I have added this 10 with 20, so I will be getting answer as 1020, a string printed. So I hope you understand how we are adding numbers and strings together and how we are concatenating these two strings and these two numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'll be opening my NetBeans IDE, because in previous videos as well when we were just working on string and string concatenation, we were just using this NetBeans IDE there as well. So in today's video also we'll be using this NetBeans IDE, and I'll be preferring you to use it because I think it is the best IDE for beginners if they are working with language like Java, or you can use some other IDEs as well like VS Code or any other online IDEs like Jupyter and that all. These are also for Java. So now you can just see we have already created our file main.java in previous videos, so I just don't need any other file to be created here. Simply I'll be removing all the things from here and I'll be moving on to my Word document. I'll be copying this thing here because like I have told you that when I'm just adding these two values or these two things, so what output I'm getting, we need to check that. So I will be now just writing like this and I will be just running these values, and for running it I'll be just pressing this run button by pressing right click on my main.java file, and I will be pressing run file, or you can press shift and F6 as well to run your file. So I will be running file like this, and after running your file you can just see we are not getting anything in the output. Why we are not getting anything? Because now we are just getting this z will be 30 as an integer. So I'll be just changing it to A, when I will be changing it to A, and then when I will be running this value, so now you can just see we are getting nothing in the output. We are just getting like blank thing, but here it is written in comment like Z will be 30 and it will be called as integer and number, but we are not getting any integer value printed. So for that I will be moving on to my Word document again, and here we have closed this value, so we need to close it as well. So here we have closed these two values, so I will be removing this and here as well, so that we can close these two values. And then we have added X with Y. This integer can be anything. You can add here like Y value or X value we have added at the top. So you can add your variable name here. So simply you can add your variable name as Z, or you can write here as R, or any variable name you can write here. It's your choice what variable you are using here. I will be using Z in place of all the things here, and then I will be simply running it by pressing right click on my main.java file, and you will be getting the output. Now when I'm just adding these two things to get the output as 30, what I'm going to do is, now if I want to concatenate these two functions, means these two strings together to get the output as 10 and 20. So what I'm going to do is I'll be simply copying it like this, then I will be moving down and I will be pasting these two things here. After pasting these two things, I will be just now pressing tab to make all the things in one line. I will be commenting out this thing because string value and integer values are same, that's why. Then I will be just printing this thing here. So for printing again, I'll be pressing right click on my main.java file and running it. After running it, you will be getting the output as 1020. As a string you will be getting the output, because here when we are running this value, so we will be getting the output as 30, because 30 will be called as an integer. We are adding these two values 10 and 20 together. But when we are adding 10 and 20 but with a string value, so you will be now getting the functions concatenated together, and then you will be getting the output as 1020 in this Z variable which you are printing here. So I hope you understand how we are doing it. Then moving on to my Word document again. If you add a number and a string, the result will be a string concatenation. Like if I'm adding a number and a string with string concatenation, so obviously the result will be a string concatenation here. If I'm doing same thing, I'll be copying it and I'll be moving down here like this. I'll be pasting it, and then I will be just pressing tab like this here, same as here as well. Then press backspace. I will be just commenting out this here. Now like this, then just I will be running it. For running, I'll be pressing run file, and after pressing run file, you can just see we are getting nothing, means these things are working here. So we are getting string X in which we have written the value as 10, and in this 10 value I have just added these strings as well. You can just say these double quotes, and why I have added these double quotes, so that I can indicate this 10 value is not an integer value, it's a string. That's why I have indicated these double quotes in start and in end. Then I have written init y, and in this integer I have written the value as 20, because I want this 20 value should be called as an integer, and when I'm adding this string and integer together, so I am getting the output as 1020, which will be called as a string. But if you're doing same thing here as you're doing in Java, if you're doing same thing in Python, so you will be getting an error, because in Python you cannot add integer with a string, but in Java you can add integer with a string, string with integer, string with a string, and integer with a string. So like this you can add both things together and you can get the output as we are getting. But if you are adding a string with integer, you will be getting as the output as a string, and if you are printing any integer with a string, again you will be getting the output as a string. But if you are printing an integer with integer, you will be getting the output as integer as well. So that's the thing, and that's the way to use these things here and to add numbers and strings together to get the output. So I hope you understand if we are using numbers and strings together, so how we are using it, how we are adding numbers and strings, and how we can concatenate both things together to get different outputs each time. So I hope you understand this video, and I hope you enjoyed in this video what we have learned, that how we can add numbers and strings together, how we can concatenate these two things together, and how we can get different outputs at each time if we are printing it. So if you have understand this video, and if you understand how we can use like numbers and strings together, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and also after subscribing hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I'll be uploading in future. Remember to share this video as well, so more people can understand that how we can work with these things in Java and what's the purpose to use these things, how we can use it. And you can also check out my Java tutorial series in which I have covered up many things using Java. You will be having more clear understanding about these things like we are working, numbers and strings, and more other things which we have covered up yet. So I will be meeting you in next tutorial or in next project of Java from start. So for today, goodbye.